Color grading can be very tedious and difficult, but it really doesn't have to be. What if I told you that there is a shortcut? Yes, I'll show you in this video. If you've ever watched a movie and thought, wow, how do they make it look so rich and cinematic? Come on. Both you and I know they don't shoot film all the time. However, they're able to achieve that classic film look that, you know what I'm talking about. Very beautiful, very rich, and very cinematic. If you've ever wondered how to create something like that, you're in the right place. I am Serenjo, and I'm a UK-based photographer and filmmaker. And in this video, I'll show you how to easily achieve cinematic color grading, how to achieve those cinematic color grades easily, just like in the movies, using Dehancer in Davinci Resolve. Dehancer isn't just another plugin, it is a game changer for bringing that analog filmic vibe to your digital project. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be armed with all the tools and knowledge you need to make your videos stand out. I've also got some good news at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around to find out. Alright, so you're welcome to Davinci Resolve. But before we do anything, I'll go ahead and change my color management settings as Dehancer recommends. So go to the settings icon right here, go to color management and change the color signs to Davinci YRGB color managed. Uncheck automatic color management and set the color processing mode to custom. Check use separate color space and gamma and set the input color space over here to Davinci white gamut. Set this to Davinci white gamut as well. And over here we're going to set it to Davinci intermediate and Davinci intermediate. I'll leave the output color space over here like that. I'll leave it at Rec 709. I'll change this one to Rec 709A just because I'm editing on Mac, and obviously you don't want to finish editing everything, export it and have washed out colors. I don't know if that has happened to you before, but it's quite nasty. We don't want that. So hit save. And if you saw the video before, it was shot in log, but Davinci Resolve has tried to convert everything from log to Rec 709, which is actually quite impressive. I shot this on the Canon EOS R6 Mark II, and I shot it in C-Log 3 Cinema Gamut. Let's go ahead and find our hero frame and start editing. For this video, I think I'll leave it here. Yeah, that'll be our hero frame. Go to color, and this is a typical note tree that Dehancer encourages you to use if you're color grading with their software. I'm not going to follow that because some of the things in there do not apply to the video I'm color grading. So I'll go ahead and set up my own note tree. I'll add 4 serial notes. I'll name the first one primaries. Second one, I'll name it Dehancer. Third one, I'll name it HSL, and I'll tell you why I'm naming this HSL and what I'll be doing with that at the end of the video. Just stick with me. And I'll name this one Sharpen. Okay, as the name suggests, primaries, that is where we're going to add all our primary adjustments. This video is actually looking pretty decent, but I'm going to go ahead and decrease the highlights just a notch. So I'll go to the primary color wheels and I'll decrease the highlights, and I'll take the gain down a little bit as well, not too much. About there should be fine. That's a quick before and after. By the way, if you just want to see your before and after, you hit Command and D if you're on Mac. Yeah, so that's a quick before and after, and I'm loving it. I'll go to Dehancer and select your effects tab. Go to search and type Dehancer. Drag and drop it to the Dehancer node, and once you drop it on, you probably have a lot of these open. You don't want that, so hold down Option and click one of these just to collapse everything. That's just a quick tip for you. Go straight to film grain and uncheck this. As you can see, it was adding quite a strong film grain to it. We don't want it that way. You want to add your film grain when you're done with everything, so go ahead and uncheck the film grain. Also, a quick tip is to go to monitor and check your clipping indicator. This is going to tell you when you're actually clipping in your highlights, or if you're clipping in your shadows. If you're clipping something, it's going to tell you. So you want to check that one as well as a quick tip. Go back to input and select the source. There are different ways to go about this. One way is to go to choose camera and select which camera you show everything with. I'm not going to use that way, so I'll go to source and I'll set it to Davinci wide gamut intermediate. And as you can see, everything is actually starting to look a bit better. I'll go to film and I'll select which film stock I want to apply. You've got several ones here. And another quick tip for you guys, if you're using any of the Kodak film stocks, the T stands for tungsten and the D stands for daylight. So if you shot your videos in the night, you might want to go for the tungsten, and if you shot your videos during daytime, you want to go for the ones with the D. For this video, I'm going to select the Kodak Vision 350D. I actually love how it affects my daytime videos. Obviously, feel free to play with them and select whichever one you want, but for this video, I'll leave it at this one right here. Go to film compression, and notice how I was trying to bring the highlights down a little bit. A film compression is going to help compress everything and bring the highlights down. As you can see, a quick before and after of everything. I think that is too much, so I'll drag the impact down to about there. Should be fine. If you watch any of my videos at all, I keep preaching subtlety, and I say subtlety is key. You want to keep that in mind while you're editing. Go to expand, and I'll take the black point to the right just to add a hair of contrast to everything. You can play with your white points and all these things as well, but I'll leave it like this because I like how subtle it is. Go to print, and you can feel free to change the profile if you want. I'm going to leave it at linear. You've got other options here to play with. If everything was being developed, how would it be developed? Do you get what I mean? So just go through and select which one you think you like, but I'll leave it at linear for this video because I like how it's affecting it. Color head is still one of my favorite tabs in Dehancer. The fact that it allows you to add specific colors to specific parts of your video is so nice and very convenient. I'm not going to do much over here in this video, but I'll walk you through it. So this slider right here, if I move it to the right, it's going to add blue to the video overall. Yeah, it's not adding anything, I know. You have to check this one first. So if you're moving any sliders and it's not adding anything to your video, you want to make sure you've checked the enabled. Yeah, so enabled checked. If I move it to the left, it's going to add yellows, and the right is going to add blues. Same for this one. Over here we'll add magenta, over to the right we'll add green, and it applies to this one as well. If I check gang, it's going to move everything all together. Obviously that's not what I'm trying to achieve, so I'll go ahead and uncheck it, and this bit is going to add colors to, as I said, specific parts of your video: shadows, midtones, highlights. Go ahead and play with it if you want. In this video, I'm just going to move it to the left a little bit just to add just a hair of yellow to it, and I'm going to add some magentas as well, just because I've actually got a lot of greens going on in this video and I want to help tone things down a little bit. Let's jump to film grain. I'm going to check enable just to add back the default preset Dehancer suggested for me. Zoom in, and I think it's too much, as I said, so I'll drag it down to about 20 for this video, and I think it's fine. Feel free to go through other presets that are there by Dehancer, or go to custom and set everything by yourself. I'll leave it at 20, around 20 for this video. Yeah, and I'll move to halation. Now halation is that reddish blind, so should I say, yeah, that thing that you have when you shoot film. Is usually around the highlights. Let me check it to show you what I mean. If I zoom in, you see these lines right here, yeah, that's what halation is doing to it. A quick tip is to check the mask mode just to see exactly what is happening over here. I'll uncheck mask mode, but I'll take it down, check it back, still about 25, enabled, and disable it now. I think I want to add a bit more to it. Let's do about 30. Yeah, I think 30 is fine. Go to bloom, and if you want to add some glow around your highlights, yeah, bloom is where you want to be. I'm going to go ahead and enable it, and I'll drag it down. You can check the mask mode as well just to see what it is doing to your image overall. Over there, I think it's fine. So I'll uncheck mask mode and I'll leave it like that. That is all I'm going to add from Dehancer for this video, but feel free to add all these other things if you want to. If you want to add some film damage to it, if you want to add some artifacts, some hairs to your videos, just to make it look like it was shot on film, yes, go ahead and feel free to add that to it. Play with the settings. If you want to add some film breathe, some gate weave. Now film breathe and gate weave are very monumental in film. So if you've shot film at all, or if you've researched film at all, you know how useful they can be. For this video, I don't need it, so I'm going to leave it unchecked. Now what I think is that this video is quite desaturated. I want to add a little bit saturation to it, so I'll go to film compression and I'll move the color density to the right, not too much. I'll leave it about there, and I'll go to film developer, enable it, and I'm going to add some color boost to it. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what's happening. If I take it all the way, it's looking crazy. We don't want that. Let's leave it at about, let's say about 30. Yeah, that's a quick before and after. It's actually looking good already. I'll go to the primaries. I'm going to go to the primaries color wheels and add some color boost to everything, about 5. And if I do a quick before and after, it is looking beautiful. Right, let's go to HSL. Now even before the HSL, let's go to sharpen and add some sharpness to the image. I'll select sharpen and I'll zoom in just to see what's happening. Take this down to about 48, not too much. We don't want to do anything too crazy. Yeah, about 48 is fine, so I'll leave it there like that. Let's go to the HSL now. I saved it for the last. So I added the HSL node after the Dehancer node, just so we can affect everything that has happened instead of affecting it before the Dehancer node. That is how I like it. So select the HSL node, go to the HSL tab, so you can see that my greens are shifted a little bit to the yellows, and in as much as I love that look, I want to move things back into the greens a little bit just to correct some of the yellows over here. 2 ways to go about it. You can hit the yellows, and if I hit the yellows, it is actually affecting the reds as well, and I don't want that. So I'll do it manually. Put a point here, and I'm going to drop it down. That's a quick before and after for you. It is very subtle, but hey, subtlety is key. Go back to the primaries and add some more color boost. In fact, I'm gonna go back to the Dehancer node and add some color boost over here. Go back to the primaries and take the color boost down to 5. I think this is looking very good. If you want to apply this grade to similar footage that you've shot, just go ahead, right click and hit grab still, and it's going to save the color grade. Go to the video you want to add it on, find gallery, click it, right click and hit apply grade right here, and it's going to apply everything on. Or you can just create an adjustment layer, put it on your timeline, put an adjustment layer over everything, and then just apply the grade on the adjustment layer, and it's going to affect everything else. Now, is Dehancer worth the purchase? Absolutely, it is worth the purchase. I believe the price is fair for all the features that you get in the plugin, and it helps you work faster as well. If you're not looking at getting that film look, you can still color grade your videos professionally. Just be sure to check your scopes all the time as you edit. I didn't have the scopes open in this project, but while you're editing, just be sure to check your scopes all the time, just to make sure what you're doing is the right thing, and that's what you actually want to do. And Dehancer actually have plugins for other video editing softwares as well, and they even have plugins for photographers too. Not only that, they have a mobile app, and oh boy, that mobile app works like magic. This is a link to watch how Dehancer works in Lightroom. I put it somewhere on the screen, so if you're a photographer, be sure to check that one out as well, and use this code to get a discount if you decide to buy the plugin. It's 2025. Don't make boring videos. Go get Dehancer, and I'll see you in the next one. I am Angel, and this is your photo chef. Peace.